Hey everyone, my name is Drew and welcome to Novelytic. Today we will be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So the first question is asking, why did I start my channel? So last April, due to quarantine, I rediscovered my love of reading. I was an avid reader when I was a kid and a preteen, and then I had my puberty hit. And then also when I got into college and started teaching, that sort of went to the back burner. I didn't really make much time to read. Usually what I did read was just for, my classes. And now I make sure I make time for reading. I make sure I read every day now. And I think watching Booktube during quarantine is what reignited that flame. It is what reignited my love for reading. And in addition to that, I want to talk about these books. I want to talk about them with other people. I want to see other people's opinions. And I believe that this is the perfect opportunity to do so. And I think it's the perfect avenue to do so. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? I have a love for reimagining and retellings of classics. So when I was in school, we read a lot of classical literature and canonical literature, which we all know is very static and problematic in itself. I want to be able to deconstruct that on here, and I want to discuss these kinds of things. And I think that's just something unique that I can bring to the table. Question number 3. What are you most excited about on this new channel? I'm just so excited to talk about books. I generally internalized my reading experience, but just after finding the community that is on Booktube and finding all of that content, I just want to expand that conversation. I want to see, are other people thinking what I'm thinking, or are people not thinking what I'm thinking? And I just think that's so cool. I'm so excited for that. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? I love reading because it provides both an escape from reality, but also provides a confrontation to reality. I love the duality of the reading experience. I never read the same story twice. For example, I could read a fantasy book solely for the purpose of escaping and for escapism, but I can also read about it and thinking about the societal and political impact or the psychological connections that run throughout the book, and that really critique our own histories, prejudices, and just, current events as well. Question number 5. Which book or series got you into reading? So as a kid, it was more the Harry Potter series and Lemony Snicket series, the series of unfortunate events. That is what really kickstarted my love of reading. These were books that at the time they were very comforting and provided an escape. Sort of as an aside, I will not be talking about Harry Potter on this channel. Beyond this, I do not feel comfortable speaking about the work of a person who has such ignorance and hatred. So just know that. And then as a teenager, I read Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, where I realized that books could confront my reality. What got me into reading is sort of what shaped my perspective on reading. Question number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So, not many questions come to mind. And I don't think this is what the prompt was actually asking, but if I had the opportunity to ask my favorite booktubers any questions, it would be, would you want to buddy read this with me and then text about it, or, just talk about it? I just want to read more books, and I want to interact with more people, and I think doing that with my favorite booktubers, because either they have similar taste or they might have dissimilar taste as well, but I would love to do that. Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think my biggest challenge will be my fear of not reading enough, or not reading as much as I want to. There are so many stories and so many narratives that I want to engage in, but I'm a serial book starter. Sometimes I have so many books going on at once. I am hoping that having this channel might help me manage my polygamous relationship with books. I mean, there's nothing wrong with how I read. I like having multiple options to choose from to read. There are just so many great books out there, and then sometimes I end up with like 10 books, and it's like, dude, you need to finish a book. Question number 8. When did you start reading? I remember the first book that I ever read by myself. It was Hop on Pop by Dr. Seuss. I was so very fortunate that I had parents that fostered reading and the love of reading in me as a child. They always brought me to the library where I discovered a wide array of worlds. And after my very long slump, like years, I started more regularly reading. And it was when my sister actually introduced me to Booktube, and I'm so grateful that I have entered that realm. It is fantastic. I have consumed so many new stories and engaged in so many healthy activities that it's helping keep me sane. And I would hope that my content would do that for someone too. So, question number 9. Where do you read? Where don't I read? I literally read everywhere. In my apartment, I read on my couch, I read in my green chair, I read in the bed, I read in the bath, I listen to audiobooks in the car, if I'm on a long drive, if, you know, technology wants to be my friend. But even when I'm waiting in line for coffee, I just kind of open up my book app on my phone and I just kind of sit there and read a few pages. And I'm also very fortunate that I'm able to read for my job. I'm an English teacher, so I have to read to make my living, so I'm very fortunate in that. And lastly, question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I enjoy reading fantasy. I love reading classics and poetry. I especially love classics and mythology retellings as well. I think I mentioned that earlier, and that can be in any genre. I also like reading middle grade and YA. I like having my options. I like having a diverse range. So yeah, thank you for watching my Booktube Newbie Tag. I cannot wait to meet so many of you, and I hope that you enjoy my content in the future. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram, or you can reach out to me on Twitter. I'd be happy to talk. And also, if any of you want a buddy read, let me know. Alright, it was great meeting you all. Until next time, bye.